Welcome to the web series, The Hero's Call, where champions of safety and justice in the community are profiled. The series is co-hosted by attorney Mark Diller and his colleague, Dr. John Naranja. Dr. John is both an attorney and a doctor.
In March, when the bars shut down and the band stopped performing, a local musician started hosting online concerts live from his basement. He raised more than $35,000 to support young children battling cancer. Today on The Hero's Call, we welcome Declan Houton. Welcome to The Hero's Call.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you for having me.
Can you do me a favor, Declan, and share with us a little bit about who you are and what's the name of your band?
Right, well, my name is Declan. I was born in the most northerly parish in Ireland, a place called Malin, and I'm the youngest of 11 children. I moved to Boston 20 years ago, and I'm a construction foreman, and I also play music in a band called Devri.
And tell me about Devri. How many members in the band and what kind of music?
There are 5 members usually, depending on the size of the venue. And we play a mixture of Irish music, rock music, country music, basically a mixture of everything. 3 of us are born in Ireland. 1 member is born in Kentucky, 1 member born in California, but we've all lived in Boston for many years.
I understand that during the pandemic, you started doing Facebook Live concerts. And you were raising money for charity. Tell us how'd that get started?
So over the years, the band has helped raise over 130,000 for the charity. We pledged that we would try to raise 10,000 every year. And then when the pandemic happened, we would do this usually through a booze cruise in August, which raises about $10,000. But when all that stuff was canceled because of the pandemic, I knew we had to do something different. So that's how the Singing in My Basement started.
Are we in your basement right now? Is that where you are?
In my basement right now. This is where I spend 3 hours every Sunday night singing to... I used to joke that it was bad enough for people to be in a pandemic, but now they had to listen to me for 3 hours every Sunday night. Bad enough. But we are in my basement right now. I call it the Donegal pub because the part of Ireland that I am from is called Donegal.
Tell us, what's to your immediate left there?
To my left is my...
Well, right below you, I see that you got like a hat. It's a little off the camera.
I'm used to playing in pubs and weddings and festivals, so the first night I did it down here, I realized that at the end of the song was just complete silence because I'm by myself. So I thought just for a laugh, I would bring down, I love the Patriots. So I had my Patriots football, Wilson, and people loved the idea. So people would send me hats for Wilson. And we also try to, as well as raising money for the charity, we also try to promote the need for blood donations and platelets at the Boston Children's Hospital. So people would send me hats from the Children's Hospital, donation hats and stuff. So Wilson was my comrade for 15 weeks down here in the basement.
And these concerts that you were doing, they were every Sunday night?
We would do it every Sunday night. The reason for Sunday night in Ireland, when I was growing up, Sunday night was the best night of the weekend. You would go to the pub after the local sports game and talk about the game, and there would be some guy playing music in the corner while we all talked and just chatted about life in general. And the pub, especially a very rural area where I'm from, the pub was definitely the center of the community. So I wanted to recreate that down here. I didn't want any lights or microphones or that. And I loved the way where I would sit, I would connect my iPhone to my TV over here and people would, it was like an online meeting room. People would talk to each other in the comments because they hadn't seen each other through the the pandemic, and basically I was just the guy in the corner playing music and drinking whiskey, and people would donate money at the same time. So it turned out very organic, but it turned out good.
So Declan, having a medical background as a doctor, I know how important charities are to helping patients and helping kids, just like you said. Tell me a little bit about how you connected with these particular charities, the blood donation and Lucy, and how did that happen for you?
As I said, I was asked to play at a charity golf at a pub after a charity golf tournament. The pub was in Lowell, owned by two Irish friends of mine, and they told me that this lady would be coming up to make a speech, and I thought that was fine. But then when she started talking, I found out about the whole mission of Lucy's Love Bus, and that's basically how I got involved with them. And
so since that period of time, what about the blood donation? How did that connection happen?
One of the things with Lucy's Love Bus is and John, from your medical background, you'll know a lot of with cancer treatments, it's actually the cure a lot of the times that hurts the children, the chemotherapy and all the drugs because a lot of times they're treating children with drugs that are meant for adults. So we found out that Reiki and massage and swimming and horseback riding were huge to help these kids, and that was things that insurance companies don't cover. So the mission of Lucy's Love Bus is called Comfort Until a Cure. We're not trying to cure cancer. We're just trying to have these kids live their best lives while we're doing that. And then moving forward to the blood donations, a very good friend of mine locally here had a kid last year, 3-year-old Quinn, we call him the Mighty Quinn, who had a serious brain cancer operation. Thank God, has survived it and is thriving. But his parents would tell us that when kids in the hospital would get blood donations or platelet donations, it was like a boost of energy for these children. So I tried to combine raising money for Lucy's Love Bus and trying to raise awareness for the need to donate blood because of the pandemic. A lot of people didn't want to go and donate blood. So it was twofold: raise money for charity and raise awareness of blood donations.
So now more recently, you've been doing doing your shows in your basement. Tell us about how the charity has benefited and how much you've raised during those particular times.
Because of the pandemic, people were losing their jobs. So this year, the focus switched to, unfortunately, to instead of providing these programs, to instead paying for internet access, paying for rent, paying for food, gas, like even bringing a kid into a hospital. You went under so much more stress of making sure that the PPE and everything. So there was a shift this year. And again, when I started the online, the concerts, like I was amazed. People, it's usually between 10 and 12,000 a year. And right now I think it's over 36,000. And I'm doing a parachute jump on Labor Day weekend, and I've already got $5,000 in sponsorship for that. So I think it will be over 40,000 by the time we finish.
So Declan, this first photo here, I wonder if you could just describe what we're looking at.
This is where it's right behind me right now, but this is where I played every week. As I said, I work in construction. I'm a masonry foreman, so I love doing building things myself. I have got fireplace outside as well. So this to me looks like something you would see in a pub in Ireland. It's got the whiskey barrels and the Guinness signs and maybe not so much the Patriots mat, but so it's an Irish American pub. But so I would sit on a stool and sip whiskey. Wilson would be beside me, and I would talk to people online. So this is pretty much the Donegal basement pub.
What are we looking at here, Declan?
This is my family, my beautiful wife Candice, and I have two daughters. Abby is the eldest. Abby is 11, and Annabelle is 7, and that is my third daughter, Ginny, our rescue dog, and during Sunday nights, during the concerts, my two daughters and my wife would sing some songs as well. The dog made a few guest appearances also. But my wife is a very shy lady, but she would sing. A beautiful singer, so she sang some songs. And my two daughters are extremely not very shy, so they loved singing as well.
Why do you think you're raising so much money this way?
I lived in Boston 20 years, and people always complain about people from Boston about they're so arrogant and they're so grumpy and stuff. But I think when something bad happens, you won't meet better people, and I always, to this day, I always laugh. I think that when you're leaving Dunkin' Donuts, some guy will bend himself completely out of shape to hold the door for you, and then when he gets into the car, he'll try to drive over the top of you. So I think people and Americans in general, I think they're extremely charitable people.
What are we looking at here?
This is a picture actually of Lucy herself, Lucy Grogan, who the charity is named after. Lucy's Love Bus. The little girl was called Lucy. Now I never met Lucy. Lucy unfortunately had died before I knew of the charity. But Lucy was 8 years old when she got cancer. She died when she was 12. She fought the disease for 4 years. But the whole movement came from Lucy. Lucy would be in hospital and would be hearing about, she spent a lot of time in the floating hospital and the children's hospital. And her mother, Beecher, would say that Lucy would say about, like, what about us? What about us here right now? Why can't we get this extra care? And she became a great advocate for the children around her. She was very much, from what I've heard, very much of a motherly figure and a big sister figure. So, and then the butterfly, that is the symbol of the charity. Lucy's mother would say, anytime that something good happens, a butterfly will show up, and then in the center of the butterfly is the actual love bus, and we have an actual love bus. It's a Volkswagen van, and that is Lucy's Love Bus.
Declan, tell us about how many people were tuning in every Sunday night to be with you.
Well, it started off the shutdown it couldn't have come at a worse time for us. It was like 4 days before St. Patrick's Day, and the whole of March. I always joke, like in Ireland, we have St. Patrick's Day. In Boston, you have St. Paddy's Month. Like it lasts for a whole month there. So, which is great for us as musicians because you're playing every night. But on St. Patrick's Day itself, I just sat down here and I sang a couple of songs, and my daughter sang some songs, and it was like 40 or 50 people. But then I said I was going to do it every Sunday night, and especially at the beginning, there might be like when you watch back on the views, there might have been about anywhere between 5,000 and 10,000 people.
I understand that people were leaving you little gifts on your front porch every day. Can you share a little bit about that with us?
Yes, as I said, I was saying to Julie, like, I don't really drink a lot of whiskey, to be honest, but because I was going to play for 3 hours, I thought for bathroom breaks, I better not drink beer. So I would sip on whiskey, and then I would just tell people, people would say, what whiskey are you drinking tonight? And I would tell them if it was a Scotch whiskey or an Irish whiskey. So then people started sending me bottles of whiskey, getting whiskey from everywhere. So, and it was like a big thing. Declan's drinking my whiskey tonight, this Sunday night. So I did try to cheat. One night I brought down a bottle of apple juice, and I had it off screen because it looks the same. But my 7-year-old daughter came down to sing a song and brought the bottle of apple juice back upstairs with her. So that was foiled.
Now that you've slowed down, what is the future for you in these Facebook Live concerts? Are you going to think about continuing this into the future?
I think I'm going to continue on. I definitely will, because it's good for me as well, because I love playing music. I love singing. I love meeting people and talking to people, preferably in real life. But right now, if we can't do that, I'll take this medium. And I think as the fall comes in, and hopefully not, but if we're still in this lockdown, I probably will do them every Sunday night again. I feel bad asking people for money all the time, because it is the same people that are tuning every Sunday night. But as one of my friends explained to me, he say, when we come to the Black Rose to see you, we spend $100. So if we're sitting at home, we'll give that $100 to the charity instead. So people have been great, been really, really good.
If our viewers wanted to tune in on a Sunday night to see you, Declan, how could they find you?
Well, the best way is to make friends with our band on Facebook, which is, I do everything through Facebook. And the name of the band is Devri, D-E-V-R-I, Devri Boston. So that's...
Declan, on behalf of John and I want to thank you for all you're doing for charity, for the kids. It's really important work that you're doing. I hope that it inspires other people to not only go ahead and donate to your charity and tune in to see you live, but I hope other people start to see this as an opportunity for them to spread the love and spread the opportunity to give back to the community. So thanks for all you've been doing. It's really great to have you here on the Heroes Call.
Thank you very much for doing this in general, because as I think when we go through bad times, it's good to show. I always think it's not me, it's just I'm doing it on behalf of the bigger community, and I think that 90% of people are good people, so long may it continue.
Thank you, Declan.
Thank you.
Mother's breath is telling me I'm right here, baby, I won't leave. This is not how it's supposed to be. You're my child, please don't leave me. But the King of Kings has my other hand, welcomes me with his warm command. Says, take these golden wings and fly, my angel and my butterfly. I'm the autumn rain on my mama's face, the brightest star in God's great space, the whitest snow on the silent night, the warmest breeze, the very light. I'm the gentle touch of my sister's hand, the silver moon on the golden sand. So when you need to cry, just watch me fly as I flutter by and sing this lullaby for your butterfly. My mother's love is with me still, never changes and it never will. In the mirrored space that you can't see, where I am you and you are me. When pain and hurt is all you know, I'll take your hand and I won't let go. On golden wings with me you'll fly, your angel and your butterfly. I'm the autumn rain on my mama's face, the brightest star in God's great space, the whitest snow on the silent night, the warmest breeze, the very light. I'm the gentle touch of my sister's hand, the silver moon on the golden sand. When you need a cry, just watch me fly as I flutter by, sing this lullaby. I'm the autumn rain on my mama's face, brightest star in God's great space, the the whitest snow on the silent night, the warmest breeze, the very light. I'm the gentle touch of my sister's hand, the silver moon on the golden sand. So when you need a cry, just watch me fly as I flutter by, sing this lullaby. For your butterfly, for your butterfly, for your butterfly.